Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the first of many analysis videos that will be sent out in the morning. Unfortunately, the past 2 mornings I couldn't send them out as we had some technical difficulty, but we will also be having pre-recorded classes on top of this, as well as live broadcasted classes. The difference being pre-recorded classes is just me talking. There will be no interruptions, where the live broadcasted classes will have a comment section in which if you don't understand something you can ask a question and it will be answered straight away. So you can sit in the comfort of your home and learn to trade. So today I'm just going to show you my morning analysis and the routine in which I go about trading. And I will show you this first website that we're looking at right now is called myfxbook.com. Right, it is a website that gives you quite a bit of information. It will tell you when the news is, it can give you some top charts, most viewed, most agreed upon, most followed. It can give you some patterns in the market, volatility, heat maps. There's quite a bit of information on this website. However, I'm only focusing on one bit of information, and that is under this home tab on the left hand side. It's called Economic Calendar. If we click on that, it will take us to a page that will show us quite a bit of information on what is happening with news in the world. And we can see here we have different types of news impact events. We have low, medium and high. Right? High news impact events, of course, having high volatility in the market. Our main aim for this economic calendar, the main goal for this is to take note of the time and date that the impact will happen, the impact of it, whether it's a high, low, medium impact, as well as what currency pair is being affected. We can also take note of, if it's a speech, there will be no statistics that will be forecasted for that event. However, if there is, for example, statistics coming out for that event, as a number that they have to give, they will give the previous number, which was 79.1, the forecasted number, which they forecast to be 79.1, and the actual number, which hasn't come out. It will only come out in an hour and 35 minutes, or at 15:15 today, the 16th of April, Tuesday, the 16th of April. And as you can see here, they give you a very brief explanation of what you could possibly see. They say it may generate a positive sentiment for the dollar if the production grows, if production growth comes out. So if it's a lower number, we could see it going bearish. If it's a higher number, we could see it going bullish. Remember, do not base trades on this. We are technical traders, and fundamentals just help us find that little impulsive spikes in the market that you're trading in one direction, all of a sudden it spikes the opposite direction, and you're not sure why. Well, this could be a reason why. It could just be a little news event or a high impact news event that quickly pushed the market the other way before continuing in your direction. And if you're getting out of the trade early without knowing that it was just a bit of a news event, this may be able to help you. So now that you have an understanding, or a brief understanding, I will be talking about this a lot more often as the days go by, especially each morning, on what impact news events and stuff we have, and you will see more or less how they correlate in the market. We can move on to the charts. So the first thing I do in the morning is I always focus on the dollar index, US dollar index daily. Right? The platform I'm using is JP Markets, and yes, this is a real account. This right in front of me is the dollar index. What I like to do is I like to zoom out and just get an idea of what is happening to this market. As I can see here, I have this big push down with a retracement pulling up to this level. I have a A on top over here, a B at the bottom, and a pullback up to a possible level of C. We don't know if it's a C yet. It hasn't pushed down. The market hasn't started to extend down to give us the C. So this market could slightly go further up before pulling down. Right? So what we are going to focus on is this current level that could possibly be C based on this double top that's happening over here. Okay? So I'm going to put in my resistance line and my support line on A and B. and I'm going to put in my fib from a level of B up to a level of A. We always draw our fib in from B to A, and I will look at what potential level could we retrace back on. And the level I'm seeing right now is one of my golden fibs, a 61,8. We have come up to the 61,8 and turned around just before that level. And if I zoom in to this level, knowing that, well, you know, the 61,8 zone over here could potentially be a turnaround point for this market, I can now look for potential selling opportunities. If I go closer into this market, right, I see that I have been making higher lows and higher highs the entire time. Right? The market has been moving in this bullish channel for quite some time. Yes, it's an entirety channel. I'm just giving you a rough idea of the market movement. Right? As you can clearly see, that is moving to the upside. What I'm focusing on right now is what happened over here. Right? The market had been making this higher lows and higher highs the entire time until we got to this final area, this final stage over here, where the market had made this high, making another high up over here. Just zoom out to delete this quickly. So we had this market over here. As you can see, these are 3 higher highs. Now it doesn't have to be 3 higher highs. In fact, that isn't even one of my systems. I'm just showing you here. We have these markets. So the market pushed up to that high, came down, pushed up to that high, came down, and pushed up to this high, and then it came down and couldn't make that same high. It made a lower high. And if we look at that shape of that market, we have a left shoulder with a head, and we also have a right shoulder, right, giving us a nice head and shoulders pattern to potentially take this market further down. So now that I've given myself an idea on a daily time frame what I want to see happening, I'm going to start focusing on more of this area that we are potentially looking at right now. And I can see, okay, there is a small support and resistance, or channel line, if I can call it, happening over here, right, where the market is moving to the downside. If I go down into a daily, into an hourly time frame, and we're just going to focus on these lines over here, so I'm going to delete these other lines over here, and we're just going to focus on these 2 lines now. So if I go down into my 1 hour chart, we can clearly see these 2 lines have created a nice little channel to the downside. Now what I would do as a day trader, I will focus on where is this right now. You know, are we pushing towards the upside, or are we pushing towards the downside? Also, are we at the top of this channel line, which we could potentially see the dollar index fall, or are we at the bottom where we could potentially see the dollar index climb? Knowing all of this, if the dollar index is about to drop, the dollar is about to weaken, which means a chart like Euro USD should potentially move up. And if the dollar index is to continue up, we should see this chart move further down. Alright, so we can look at this dollar index and say, well, it's clearly in the middle of nowhere. This chart has this very untidy trend to the upside at the moment within the bear trend. Right, it has a bull trend within the bear trend. We could wait for it to actually move all the way up till here before trying to break this channel line. So, you know, forecasting is extremely important. Notice how I always put lines to show where I would like to see the market move to before potentially looking for a trade. Forecasting is as important as backtesting. I'd like to see the market move up into that area before pushing down, coming into this area before moving further down. But knowing this, we could potentially see the dollar strengthen for a while. Right, so I will look for potential strengthening dollar trade for now. If there isn't an opportunity, I won't trade it now. But I see this potential market movement happening, or it could continue to go to the upside. So if I go to my euro dollar, I will look at this also on a daily chart. And I can see here, I'm just gonna focus here on the end because we've been in a very long you know, bear trend. We have not yet pulled back up to a certain level yet, to a retracement level, so we are still currently trending to the downside. If I look at this, I have a level over here from A to B, going from this level over here of A down to this level over here of B, with a pullback up to a potential level of C. We don't know if it is C yet. Remember, we trade on C, and we want to make sure that our trades are more winning than losing, if that makes sense. We can't guarantee it, but we can at least try. So again, I put in my level of A horizontal line and my level of B horizontal line. I take a fib up from B to A, and I can see I have a fib level, a perfect 50 fib level over there. This fib level of 50 is currently being tested right now, and notice, look at those daily candles. These are daily candles. For one day we pushed up and we pulled down. Another day we pushed up and closed on the same price we opened today as well. We pushed up and we couldn't close. We can't close higher, as well as each and every day the wicks are getting lower. Alright, so this could potentially be a good selling opportunity, correlating with our 50 fib to move to the downside. However, I'm not just going to trade this based on this ABCD wave. What I then do from here is I go down into a 1 hour chart and I start focusing on the movement that is happening from B to A. And I can see in this upwards movement that we've had, alright, we have had a low with higher lows being formed, as well as higher highs. So with this higher lows and higher highs being formed, we could potentially see the market continue to move in this bull direction, which we have set over there. Or what we could potentially do is also, since we are struggling to break this on a daily time frame, remember, on the daily time frame we are still looking to push further down based on that 3 candles at the end over there. So what I will be looking for to confirm the little reversal that's going to happen now is, I would like to wait for this market to first push down, maybe to this level of support over here, which was previous resistance over here. And then I would like to see the market pulling back up, maybe to this previous level of support over here, which was resistance over here as well. Could come a bit lower as well, could be over there even, before I'm looking for potential trade in this area. And I'll change this color so you can see the potential trading area. I'll make it red for now. Oh, red's not a good color. I'll make it lime green or green. And that's the potential area in which I want to see a exhaustion candle, right, in this area, or some sort of a pattern that could possibly push it further down. So this is my forecasted or predicted area in which I would like to see the market push down to, pull back up to, and push further down. It doesn't exactly have to be here. It could be over here, right? It could be over here. It could even be further down. It doesn't matter, as long as within this area, after the market has pushed down to this level over here and pulled back up to this level, as long as it's within this area, it doesn't matter if it's further down, if it's all the way at the end, or if it's like right over here. Like I said, it can happen at any time. We cannot put a time limit to Forex. We can only look at possible price levels and entry points in which we want to take, and this for me looks like a good potential selling opportunity. If you trade the top right now, you are currently trading a counter trend trade, which means you're trading against the initial trade, the trend. If you trade this trade over here, just waiting a little bit, just being a little bit more patient and disciplined, will give you a much better trading opportunity, as you'll be trading the lower high. And in a bear trend, we want to trade lower highs. In a bull trend, we want to trade higher lows. So this will give you a much better opportunity of actually having a successful trade than trying to catch the top of this now. Because as I said, we are still trading bullish. We could still potentially see the market go higher. And I think that is it for today. So I hope you have an awesome trading day. These types of videos will continue to come out every morning, these analysis videos, and we will eventually start. I will also let you know on Telegram when the live broadcasting classrooms will start, and also when the pre-recorded videos will be put out onto a locked version of YouTube, which means the only way you'll be able to access them is through the actual link that will be sent to you. You won't just be able to go onto YouTube and start watching it. So thank you, have a good day, traders. We will chat again tomorrow.